You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. Am I awake or am I dreaming? So far gone, I won't look back. And when I move, there ain't no stopping me. You're pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds looking at.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday. Yes, yes, yes. Super Tuesday. Voting. Where the polls are getting ready to close on. And I hope everyone had the opportunity to vote for their candidate on this Super Tuesday. I want to tell you it's a great thing to be able to vote in America and have a system where democracy is truly the best in the world. I am Sharon Campbell, your host for Plan to Prosper Show. And today we have not only talking about voting, but it's Women's Month. Yes, March. A whole month to talk about all the great things that women are doing, have done, and transforming the landscape of entrepreneurship. Women are shaping the business community and the landscape by their leadership, by being a visionary, and by being change makers. Yes, we are. And I think it's just so interesting that it comes on the heel of voting. Women are the highest voters in the United States. We vote. We come out and vote. At the same time, we have so many policies that is coming out on women issues that does not represent our voice. And so we are going to change that landscape as a leader and as in our business community. And so tonight, we're going to talk about women and their leadership and how we are able to look past so many obstacles and achieve the success. When you think about women, so many people think about multitasking because we are great. We could do a whole lot at one time. And especially as we work on crafting and creating a business that we love, that is our passion, and that we are changing the economy through open up a company. More women open up businesses than anyone else in the world. Not just in the United States, but the whole world. We are the driving force behind the economy. And to really dig deep on that, I want to just talk about how that is happening and why that is happening. I think out of the necessity, women have taken on roles that stretched them and have taught them how to become great time managers. And as we think about not being placed in a box, but being able to think very as a visionary outside the box, out of the necessity of doing that. So when we think about women shaping the landscape of a business, think about the fact that as a woman, the way we think and the way we process is more towards solution driven answers than just tasks because we have so much on our plate. And so we are celebrating all these wonderful women this month. And each day, I would like for you to celebrate a different woman. Whether you call her, text her, email her, have a Zoom call with her. But just think about how many powerful women are in your life that you just need to just reach out to and just say, you know what? Hello, how are you doing? I think that would elevate it because as women, we have to create these movements of change so the economy can continue growing and thriving. So, what it is that you may think about as you think about women in leadership, how we lead in different industries, how we build partnerships and alliances in these industries, and how complex some of these alliances and partnerships can be become, but it end up solving national problems as well as local problems. Women in leadership thinks about not their self, but how do they lead other women, and then how do they lean in to that leadership. We think about as we are building our company and our brand, what it needs to look like and how we want the world to see our company, and that we are placed in these unique positions of change and leadership. And we realize that we always shifting, resetting, and pivoting all at one time. We have to learn how, as women, as we lead, how to meet people where they are in business, and then how do we bring the economy around to do a business with us. But there's something about women being in business also that we have to address. For every dollar that a man makes, a woman only makes 60 plus cent. And there's something wrong with that figure, especially when more women vote. And so we have more men in positions that's making decisions for women, but we have more women that's voting. So there's something wrong with the economy, and we need to address that. We do have men that support women and equal pay for women and services. Sometimes, too often, women are responsible in leadership roles in their home, in their community, in their churches. So it's not just building a company, but building a community, a tribe, a group that's going to advance the cause of the greater good. So women learn how to lead, and then the companies that they run, they're always leading to ensure that their employees are first to make sure payroll is met, make sure that if there's any way they can give them a benefit packet, we're definitely looking at that because we know that child care, health care is so very important and how to make that affordable. And we're also looking at how more women need to be part of the political landscape. And so policy procedures and laws can be made that is across the board fair. So that's some of the great traits that women have around that. As a visionary, when you think about women and how we shape the world and how we bring voices to people that are silent, because we visualize a world where people should all come together and be treated equal. It doesn't matter of your disability or your race, your race, your gender. It is how can we and think way outside the box, help others. And we are the trendsetters. We set trends on next economy, even from the housing market. We are consumers, one of the highest consumers. We purchase more. We look at how we can become more forward thinkers and have companies to not just be a company, but a cutting edge company. How to get into the tech world, how women thrives in science and STEM. So we vision a better world, not only for ourselves, but our young women that come behind us. And to say that is the month of March is Women's Month. And so you're going to see some great programs, events on social media, on TV that I just want you to tone into. And as busy as you are, I'm going to ask you to take time also to read up on women that are leading in areas that you may is interested in, and how do you become more in depth and in tone with that. And so let's move on to talk about women as it relates to change makers and redefining the norm, the tradition, or what so many think women should be. Women are no longer in the role of being the homemaker. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a homemaker. If that is what you want to do, I know you can, and you're going to be excellent at it. But women now is breaking barriers. We're advocating even for the homemaker to receive a salary, because managing a home is like managing a business, managing that family activity, taking your children places where they need to go for sports, for school, for activity, to also if you have to bring your parents back home, managing their adult daycare schedule. So women have taken on being a change maker to think about how we can change and become more diverse in so many different areas so that we can become the best, not for ourselves, but others around us will benefit from that. And then we're looking at the young women that is behind us. How do we navigate that field and provide mentorship to them so that they can grow and thrive? And the other question I would think I want to ask you is like, women sometimes are architects of their own success, indirect or direct. So the question is, Are you, as a woman, driving your success to where you desire? And do you need help getting there? We as women sometimes don't ask for help quick enough. And I think it's so very important that we do not shelter all of everything, but share and find ways to be more diverse so we can um, reach our potential with less stress and better health. And so, as being the architect of your company or your career, is so very important. Looking at holistic approaches towards your success, and how do you shape that in the fabric of the corporate world as well as owning your own company, and how does all of that helps as we look at finance as a woman and retirement. And we need to start thinking about that, introducing that to young women early. And as we grow and thrive, is having a plan to how do we do that? What do that needs to look like? Who needs to be around the table? But having more conversations about women in leadership. It is so important that we not only engage with women of like minds, with ourselves, but women that may not think like us, to understand how do we better serve them or help them. And so I'm going to use this example. As women look at the abortion issue, it has become more than that. It's healthcare. And it is people being in our bedrooms. It's people trying to govern our bodies, what it is. So it's not just about race. So because what you have now is that women are coming together across race, income, and you also see women coming together against political party lines. What that is saying to us is that women know how to work together. And they are okay with reaching across so many different areas to have a solution. I think that's why we're so great as women at growing companies, because we look at it from a total perspective of the greater good. And then we shape that perspective on how we can maximize that and grow that. And so we're great at designing something and being the architect of our own wealth building strategy. And so I may have said a lot already, but I just want you just to start thinking about how women is shaping the world, business world, and the landscape that we are on. I mean, that includes, if you're a 9-to-5 employee, but afterwards you have a side hustle. If you are a faith-based community or nonprofit, it can apply. A business owner, entrepreneur, you can, a startup, if you're just sitting thinking about it, you can start now shaping and crafting your success in Women's Month and laying it out. Something else that's unique to March, not only being Women's Month, not only being Super Tuesday voting, It is also the last month of quarter one. And so for us that's in business, we are looking back. We have these last couple of days that we're going to look at. I think it's 27 more days. Have we reached our goal or goals that we set in quarter one? And if we have not, what is going on? What is happening that we didn't meet them? And then what are we going to do within the next 27 days or 25 days to get to that? And where are we going in quarter two? So if you don't reflect back, you may end up not reaching what you desire in quarter two. So when you think about women shaping the business world and the landscape of what it looks like, it is not just a platform we are talking about. We're talking about a movement of women across the world celebrating and empowering each other and inspiring each other to reach their fullest potential of growth and opportunity. And how do we do that and make an impact? And looking at our life, sometimes we think we're too busy, but sometimes we are busy as women doing things that does not help us move to the next level. And I think that can be as people in general. So that is the reason why we have the Plan to Prosper podcast show. And we are here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And we represent 200 countries that it is shown with Pod TV. And we're on over 8 different social media platforms because we want people to be able to have information that they can actually implement. And so our show is structured many different ways. And it comes very good as we talk about women shaping the business landscape. Sometimes we may have speakers. Sometimes we may have a 8-week series. Sometimes you may just get myself talking on different topics. But all of this is to blend you to be a person of balance, to give you different perspective of different things so you can start crafting how you going to become successful, how you're going to elevate, how you're going to lift not only yourself up, but others. And be open to different styles of learning because that opens up different opportunities. I just believe that listening and hearing is so very important, especially for women as we shape the economy. Listening is one way of impact. Hearing is another a way of impact, which is how do we change the economy? How do we change the thought process? And how do we expose more people to knowledge? I just want to just encourage you to reach out and start building your team of thinkers and doers. So this platform or this landscape for women grows wider and longer at the same time. Because we want to be a place where there is a place for you and you do not need to bring a chair because there's always a chair there for you. And as we continuously think about shaping the world, what type of world are we looking for in this economy today? Given what is going on all around us, all the issues around women and their rights, around how things impact us, what conversation are you having to leave a lasting imprint? And who are you engaging into that? And not using sometimes the excuse, I don't have enough time. If we really look at our time, we may find that we have time to give to this movement. So every second Saturday of the month, I have a Zoom platform for women to come on board. And it is all we do is talk about women issues from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And you could jump on and you could give your thoughts or your concerns about some things that you see may be an issue, or some advice to how to solve an issue. But it's about having that space and that time to have that conversation. Because where we are now and what we're doing in this election is not just 2024, it is 10 years out what we are talking about. Sometimes we look at instant gratification. How do we fix this now? But in reality, we have to look out 10 years. What is the impact from 10 years from now? As we look at the power women will have on what books stay in the school and move out of school, I would not think that would be a conversation that we are having, especially women, around books and what need to be read and what's not. To get engaged and taking learning out of the school system, that's a deep conversation that women need to be involved in. Because it is definitely a principle against what I think women is for, which is educating and to make sure that our children have a variety experience, and reading provides you with that. See, what is good taking this out of the school if it's still in the bookstore on Amazon that you can purchase and read? So when I hear people talk about some of the books that they want to take out of school, I said, but you can purchase them at the bookstore. You could go to the library and get some of them, but you also can go to Amazon and get them. So what big impact did you have by doing that? Because you did not solve what you wanted was people not to read a book. See, you have a choice, and you have your children's choice not to read that book. But there is so many other opportunities that you cannot do anything about. The print of the book you can't do anything about. Where the book is placed is on Amazon, you cannot do anything about it. And so where you have taken something out, which is a short time fix, because it's just short term, because of one area, but it's everywhere else. As women, we should not be doing that. There's other ways that if it's internal in your family value that you need to deal with that. But don't sacrifice others because of that. So let's move on to something I think is very powerful, is how women empower one another. Women have a motherly instinct to empower other women to act, do, and succeed. Empowering someone is giving someone the self-confidence they need to step out of their comfort zone to impact others. Being able to elevate someone's self-esteem is the highest honor you can do for another human being. To encourage that person to be their very, very, very best is so rewarding. And so let's take time to, if you're not doing it, but to start today empowering someone every day until you die. Isn't that a movement? One person that you're going to say something to is going to change their life. It could be a person you're walking by the bus. It could be a person on the phone, a client. It could be someone on the playground. So take the time to say something empowering to someone else. I love that skirt you have on. Your hair is breathtaking. Thank you for holding the door for me. Empowering people not only makes that person feel good, but you yourself is rewarded. Next, let's move on down to why it's important to network with people. COVID was a rough time for everyone. But we cannot continue staying back in COVID. We have begin to live with it. We got people who wear masks, they don't wear masks. You get people catch COVID, they don't catch COVID. You got people that wear a mask while they fly, but in their office, they don't put a mask on. People are adjusted to COVID. When you, as human beings, we are meant to have relationships with one another, to talk to one another, to listen to one another, to hear one another, to laugh together, to be kind together, to be able to express yourself together in a very positive way. Networking makes you feel good. You can network with your family. How many of us has had the family come together and give each person 5 minutes just to talk about themselves and what they have done and their accomplishments or their ups and downs, whatever they want to talk about. And you sit there and you listen and you like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Well, I'm from a large family. There are 8 of us. And all of us are adult. And so many of us have children and grandkids. And so we spend time just listening to what some of them are doing. And we are like, oh my goodness. But we're also supporting what they are doing, helping them reach the next goal, the next goal, the next goal. Networking can just start right in your home and provide opportunities for people right there in your home. Be wise, though, whenever you do that. Is this an old saying? Don't lend nobody any money in your home and your family members that you expect for them to pay you back. So if you lend it, know that you may not get it back. So be okay lending it because you may not get it back. So let's say be wise. But it is an interesting exercise to bring family together and then have people stand up and just talk about their company, their dreams. Someone may come up with, for professional development, I'm thinking about going back to get my PhD. I look at all of the different certifications and letters behind my name. But I did something about, I've always wanted to get a PhD. I just wanted to challenge me. It was about being a challenge of my brain and my intellect. I just wanted to see if I could do it. There's no other purpose that it served than the fact that I want to be challenged. I want to push to see if there's anything left up here. And so I'm thinking about it. I'm planning it. I'm looking at my scope, my company that I have. And I'm saying, okay, if I do this, what are all the things I may have to reduce, give up? And then what I need in my life to make it work? Do I need a designated place to do work at? Do I need designated time? I'm thinking through the whole process because of personal development for myself. So when we're at a family gathering, and I say this, people are, I had no idea that she wanted to do that. And now I have support. I have my cheerleader team. I have my tribe that's going to say, okay, if you do this, we're going to help you out. And so the next person may stand up and say, well, I'm going to make an announcement. I'm planning on getting married. And you'll be like, oh my goodness, what does that mean for you? You've never been married and you're 50 years old. It's that sharing of information that make it so good. It is someone may say, I always want to open up a company, but there's 4 people in the family that's entrepreneurs, and they can just help you figure out what you need to do, your idea, your thought, and you can spend some time say, okay, you come with us, and we're going to have an entrepreneurship powwow. That is so breathtaking to be able to do that with a family. Let's talk about being visible in the community. What gift do you have to offer to the community that's going to make a difference? Because you do have a gift that you can give the community. You may say, I only can work the food program once a quarter. That's great. You may say, I love helping with voting, but I only can do it one time for 3 hours. Fantastic. Become visible in your community so people can see you, get to know you, understand what your values are. But most important, it's that relationship that you start building with people that makes a difference. Education, we talk about professional development, but I'm also talking about education as it relates to, do you know a student that you can give a scholarship to? Do you know you can give a $500 scholarship to a college once a year? And $500 can buy a book, it can buy some supplies, it can buy a key, as they say, for a course. So look at ways to help others, and you can start a scholarship at any school that meets and lines up with your vision by simply saying, I want to do a scholarship and I'm going to start off with $500. 2 years may go by and you're like, you know what? I can give 8. 10 years, you may be up to $3,000-$4,000. What a difference that's going to make in a child's life. Big difference. The other one I want to talk about is when we look at women shaping the business landscape and making it a movement, we need to celebrate the whole process that we are doing. We need to invite more people in. We need to celebrate our success. I even tell people we need to celebrate our gaps, our hiccups, things that didn't go so well. You know why I say that? Because everything is not perfect. And so if you make a mistake, that's okay. Admit it, learn from it, move on. Admit it, learn from it, move on. It's just so very important that we take the time to grow ourselves so we can grow the world into a better place. I want to thank you tonight for joining us on our first Women's Month podcast, Plan to Prosper, because we believe that every day you need to plan to prosper something in your life or in someone else's life. And we're reshaping the business world, the landscape for women this month. And we'll be back next Tuesday as we can continue talking about the importance of a movement after COVID. I would like to take the opportunity also to thank our producer, Mark Lee, and Pod TV for their hard work to ensure that this show is on every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Their dedication to the commitment that people will have the opportunity to learn and thrive. Not only this show, I want you to follow them on Pod TV because it is so very important that information is powerful and receiving great information and great speakers is even more powerful to help you grow and thrive. Thank you again, and we'll see you next Tuesday as we continue Women's Month.